Are you aware that the law makes it clear that members of Congress are allowed to enter any detention facility at any point in time in which they choose to?
Yes, I'm aware of the visitation and oversight responsibility.
Let me list off your atrocities. I'm gonna finish it up. I got a couple more minutes. Maybe I was gonna have to, but she Kristen get a little miss.
Facility, we were informed of a measles outbreak that was taking place in that facility. And another question I have: are you the one that ordered it to be reopened because that facility was closed under Joe Biden?
Those facilities were opened with the new administration. I'd have to
Okay,
look
you're
at
part of
working
the
off this
administration were
hierarchy.
to be open is my question.
I would have to see when it was opened because I wasn't sworn in until 5 days after.
Okay, well,
it was
reopened. Actually, you know what? Let me continue on this line of y'all breaking the law. Are you familiar?
Hey everybody, this is Dean FM, Dean Fraser Melford here for your creature. What? And today, I wanted to do another reaction video. Do you like my outfit? It's a flapper dress. Let me show you. Flaps. It's no legs. It's got fringe. I like the flap. I beat up my face. Today we're going to be reacting to Representative JASMINE CROCKETT grills KRISTI NOEM over ICE detention deaths and blocking Congress. This video is about questioning Homeland Security. KRISTI NOEM peace out about a congressional hearing about the Trump administration's immigration enforcement policies and the actions of ICE agents. At the time, lawmakers were debating several controversies, including the death of civilians during ICE operations. Even though since then Noem was fired, the exchange is still important. I'm gonna discount the voices of my sister. This was a problem. Oversight questions raised at a hearing continue under the broader immigration system and the new leadership. That is always what's the opposite of leader? It's like slow poke, no hopes. If you didn't laugh, you'd cry. At the end of the day, these are the conversations that help things move forward.
I just have a couple of questions. Are you aware that the law that was written by this Congress makes it clear that members of Congress are allowed to, entitled to enter any detention?
Representative Crockett, I apologize. I have to run to vote in another committee. Secretary
Oh,
and
well then you need to be on
Mr. Schmidt will chair. And
How
you
can
will
they not be
get
disorganized
extra
without funding?
15 seconds. But
With
I
all our
apologize
money,
for that.
Thank
you
so
much
Mr.
for your
Chairman.
testimony.
Appreciate it.
No, bye-bye.
Are you aware that the law makes it clear that members of Congress are allowed to enter any detention facility at any point in time in which they choose to?
Yes, I'm aware of the visitation and oversight responsibility, and we work every day to try to accommodate members of Congress while taking into account the safety of those individuals that
Let
are
me
being
be
detained
clear.
there.
At any
And-
time, correct?
Yes, I understand there's litigation in this area.
No,
Second.
that's not my question. I'm not asking you about litigation.
Yeah.
I'm asking you what the law is, because let me put it to you this
There's
way.
an appropriations rider that talks about
Correct,
oversight.
and appropriations are law, because you are asking us to appropriate dollars right now for DHS, correct?
Would you like me
And
to
if
call
we do
Michael?
that, you would take that as law, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so that is what the law states,
Yeah.
yet somehow, myself and another colleague, Congressman Castro, we ended up giving a 7-day notice to the Dilley detention facility because I had actually already gone
didn't
to El
follow through,
Paso
did they?
before. And when I went to that facility and I asked them why it was that they were requiring me to do something that specifically my branch of government had dictated was not required, they said it was because of you. They said you were the one that said that they were not allowed to allow us entry unless we gave a 7 days heads up. Is that true?
Yeah, she missed it.
The law specifically states oversight and visitations, and we are working to
My question
facilitate
is,
those. And we're at that
Were
time
you,
working
did you
to
give the instruction that members must give a 7 days heads up or not?
We had a policy in place that allowed us to get.
This is
Did you,
urgent
were
to be
you
able
the
to
one
go
that
right
ordered
in there.
that
Come on now.
policy?
I have a responsibility for ensuring everybody in that
Okay.
facility is going to be safe, and that I have.
Okay, no, but that's not my question, because
to
the
conduct
problem,
a
let
tour
me
and
tell you why we
oversight
need
at the
to,
same time.
reclaiming my time. The reason that I'm talking to you about this policy and you're talking to me about safety is because I did go into the Dilley detention facility.
Come on now, girl.
And let me tell you, they're not safe. This is why we need to conduct oversight, because your people continue. In fact, you have lost more lives in detention than anybody else. That is your record right now. So I don't expect that y'all are going to be the ones that are going to be best to keep them safe. This is why we are supposed to conduct oversight and not wait for you to give permission. In fact, after I left the Dilley facility, we were informed of a measles outbreak that was taking place in that facility. And another question I have, are you the one that ordered it to be reopened because that facility was closed under Joe Biden?
Those facilities were opened with the new administration. I'd have to
Okay,
look
you're
at.
Y'all
part of
working
the
off this
administration where
hierarchy.
you ordered it to be open is my question.
I would have to see when it was opened because I wasn't sworn in until 5 days after.
Okay,
the
well, this
president
was- it
in
was
office.
reopened in
I would
March.
have to look at when.
It was reopened in March of last year.
Well, then I'm sure that contract would have been renewed while I was secretary.
Speaking of contracts, as I have actually, you know what? Let me continue on this line of y'all breaking the law. Are you familiar with a child by the name of Liam Ramos?
I am.
All right, so Liam was at this Dilley facility, and it just so happened that we had put in our 7 days notice, and y'all had grabbed him 6 days prior to our visit. So we were able to go and visit Liam. Are you aware of the court order that came down that released Liam from custody?
I am.
And are you aware that the judge said the case has its genesis in an ill-conceived and incompetently implemented government pursuit of daily deportation quotas,
Wow.
apparently
Yeah.
even if it requires traumatizing children. This court and others regularly send undocumented people to prison and orders them deported, but do so by proper legal procedures. Are you aware of that?
Yes, and I would disagree with the judge on several
I'm sure you
points
would,
in
but can
there.
you tell me whether or not
That
you have a law degree?
Father chose to.
Can you
to
tell
have
me whether or
Liam
not you
be
have a law
with him.
degree?
If I have what?
A law degree.
No, I do not have a law
Okay,
degree.
and you do understand, because I can go through a bunch of court cases and orders that I disagree with from the Supreme Court, that ultimately, that is the order of the court. That is what you follow, and if you have an issue, you appeal it up, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. The court went on to say, apparent also is the government's ignorance of an American historical document called the Declaration of Independence. 33-year-old Thomas Jefferson enumerated grievances against a would-be authoritarian king over his nascent nation. Among others were, he has sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people. He has excited domestic insurrection among us.
Right.
For quartering large bodies of armed troops among us. He has kept us among, in times of peace, standing armies without the consent of our legislatures. Are you aware that he wrote that? Do you know that he was writing about ICE that falls under you?
The judge?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. With that, I will yield, but I do have 2 UCs. The first UC is ICE training was slashed, records show corroborating whistleblower claims from the Washington Post on yesterday.
Let me read off a few more.
The second one is FEMA's response to Texas flood slowed by GNOME's cost controls. This is out of CNN from July 10th of 2025.
Without objection.
She said, shut up. Thank you, girl. She said, shut up. I'm going to finish reading you quite literally. I got this list here. Let me list off your atrocities. So I'm going to finish it up. I got a couple more minutes. Maybe I was going to have 3, but she don't, you know how she do. You know how she do. Kristen get a little missy. As been better to felt this moment was important in history. As you see, Kristi's out. The point of entrusting our politicians to be able to do the right thing here. They paid off. Bravo, Jasmine Crockett. A win for the win. Hope you have a nice day, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.